really feel like it is now or never for Nick Kotite.
Hail the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly.
Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, Dingbat! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I hope you guys are doing well. So what an interesting weekend we had this past weekend in football. Mainly for the future of the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, we took our beating on Thursday versus the Buccaneers. It was a tough game, but you know what? I think the toughest part of this schedule is behind us. And in the next 2 weeks, we're going to find out, in my opinion, if Nick Kotite, a.k.a. Nick Sirianni, my old cannoli-eating, gabagool disher-out friend, we're going to find out if he can actually do what he says. But besides the Eagles losing this weekend and us looking forward to seeing what's going to happen these upcoming weeks, the one thing I came out of this weekend thinking is that the Philadelphia Eagles very, very realistically could end up with the first pick overall in this draft. That's right, the number one pick in this draft. And that's not exaggerating. That's not just saying throwing things out my ass. That's real. That is real. Because I watched the Miami Dolphins lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that had lost 20 straight games in a row, okay? The Miami Dolphins lost to who was arguably the worst team in the league. And to me, now after seeing that, watching what Miami did yesterday, they could lose every game. They could literally lose the rest of their games. I don't know that there's anybody that they can beat on the schedule. Now, most likely they're going to win a few more games here or there. It's going to happen. But there's nobody that I can look at on Miami's schedule and say, oh yeah, Miami's beating them, no doubt about it. We have no idea. We have no idea. Miami is 1-5. 1-5, and they're in big trouble. And at the very least, even if the Eagles don't get the number one pick overall, the chances that they get a top 5 pick is very, very, very good. Now, the question's going to be, do they need a quarterback, or do they need to use those high draft picks on defensive players like a defensive end, a corner, maybe a safety? Who knows? Right now, the Eagles have let me see. I got the numbers right here. So right now in the NFL draft, okay, the Eagles have the 3rd pick overall. They also have the 8th and 9th pick overall. Okay, so they have 3 top 10 picks. So this is pretty amazing thing. Okay, and this was the big thing I took out of this weekend. This team is going to possibly have 2 or 3 really high picks. Okay, and then as far as the Colts went. The Colts, they won, which we needed, so they remain somewhat relevant. Carson's going to have to keep playing. Oh, and by the way, Carson Wentz played pretty good, looked pretty good yesterday. So those were good. Those were good things that happened. But really, it shocked me that Miami lost, and I think Miami's pick is going to be very, very high. If you're a Miami Dolphin fan, you have to be frustrated. I mean, you're looking at a top 5 pick, and you may not even have it. Okay, so the Eagles, they're catching a break when it comes to that. It looks like the move back from 6 to 10 was a genius move, and that's the one thing we always can say about Howie Roseman. He knows how to trade. We'll give him that, okay? But this could be huge, and we're going to have to see how it plays out, how Jalen Hurts finishes the rest of the year, all those things to determine what we need. I really don't know what good quarterbacks are coming out. That's maybe one problem, but we'll find out. We'll see. And I think when you look in terms of the team, this week and next week, the next 2 games versus the Raiders and the Detroit Lions are critical. They're critical for a few things. The Eagles are coming off a mini bye this week, right? You played Thursday, you get a few extra days off. This should give Nick Sirianni and his coaching staff enough time to go in to the film room, to go look around and see what the hell is going on. Okay? And come away saying, you know what? The fans were right. Everybody telling us we need to run more. They have been right. We need to change some things up. Even Nick Sirianni went on 94 WIP and said, Miles Sanders needs to get the ball more. Yes, we've got to do a better job finding ways to get Miles Sanders the ball more. I don't know how hard it is to do it. Okay, but this guy, he said that after week 2, he didn't do it. He's done a lot of things, or he said a lot of things that he has not done. All talk, no action. We've been Donnie Brasco. He needs to change things up because I know that the consensus out there with Nick Sirianni, and there are reports by Jay Glazer saying that Nick Sirianni isn't on the hot seat. He's going to be back next year as head coach. I'm not so sure. If things continue to go the way they have gone, and players continue to, or let's say the players start to really lose confidence in them, I could see Nick Sirianni being replaced after 1 year. It may not be what the Eagles want to do. It may not be what they're thinking about right now. But if things continue, let's say you don't beat the Raiders and the Lions. Let's say you lose the next 2 games. I don't know that that front office is going to feel the same way that they feel right now, that his job is secure. If those reports that, he's not on the hot seat is true. So I think the next 2 weeks are very important. Not just for Miles Sanders to get going, to change the offense and get some wins, because I do think the Raiders is a winnable game, and I definitely know the Lions, that game is a winnable game. And you can kind of get rolling, maybe get back in this thing if Dallas Cowboys stumble at all, although Cowboys look really good. They look like they're going to run away with this division. They look like by December this thing's going to be locked up. But then again, we are dealing with the Dallas Cowboys. And that's the beautiful thing of it. They find a way to choke. You know what I'm saying? They find a way to choke. And instead of sacrificing chickens, Michael Anthony is going to be choking the chickens. That's what's going to be happening. So hopefully Dallas will choke. The Eagles will win some games. We'll get back in this division. Look, I always said I thought the Eagles can compete for this division. I did not expect Dallas to be as good as they have been so far. Giants are who we thought they were. Washington is who we thought they were. And the Eagles, in my opinion, they've been disappointing. We've been disappointing. I think the coaching staff, I said my piece about how I feel like he doesn't do what he says he's going to do, and he's basically sold us down a river, sold us a bunch of goods, and we're not getting what we were told we were getting with this coach so far. Hopefully that'll change, okay? And I think these next 2 weeks can really do that. But you're going to have to start running Miles Sanders. And I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face, until I pass out. I don't care. Miles Sanders needs the ball more. Professor Kenneth Gainwell needs the ball more. I am telling you, that's the truth. I would bet my Denzel Washington face on it. Okay? That's who I look like, Denzel Washington. And I'm telling you right now, as a Denzel Washington lookalike, the Eagles need to run the ball more. And if we do that, we're going to be good. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So in all seriousness, I really think these next 2 weeks are going to tell us a lot about this coach and about how willing they are to adjust. They've had plenty of time to figure out what they want to do going forward against the Raiders. We're going to see if anything changes. That's the number one thing I want to see. Will anything change versus the Raiders? It's going to be interesting. We are getting Lane Johnson back. Lane Johnson, I guess he came back today. I guess he made a statement on Twitter. He's back. He was dealing with I guess depression, anxiety, some mental health issues. So, that stuff's never easy. It's tough to deal with, and everybody's differently. It is different how they react to things. So I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he's doing well. It's glad to see him back. We need him, and it's good to get him out there, get Mulata back to left tackle, and then go from there. But this is going to be an interesting week for the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, I think if you look at the Eagles as a whole, I think they could be a lot better. I still think they can compete with these teams if we do a better job coaching, a more balanced attack offensively. I think this team could string some wins and maybe get back in this division, depending upon what Dallas does, because Dallas right now is rolling. Thank you to Nelson Stinkelar. Nelson, he stinks. Gonna make Patriot fans drink. Overtime yesterday, right? Jones hits him over the middle, right in his hands. If he catches it, it's at the very least, a first down, but most likely he's running free. He's running free, possibly to the end zone, possibly, maybe to the 50, 40, 30-yard line of the Cowboys, and he dropped it. In the biggest moments, when the game is on the line, you can always count on Nelson Stinkelar, to age Philly 500 another few years. I said, while he was with the Eagles, I aged 15 years. I aged another 2 years watching that game last night. But Dallas finds a way to win. They're playing good right now. And we'll see. We'll see if the Eagles can get back in it. We need a break. We need a few breaks. But most importantly, we need to take care of our own business. And it starts with the Raiders making some adjustments. Nick Sirianni was on WIP, like I said. He's talking about how, hey, we're going to start getting Miles more involved, and we're going to figure ways to do it. Let's see. Let's see if it happens. If it does, and they come out and they're more balanced, and they run Miles, they run Gainwell, maybe you bring Jordan Howard up. But if they do those things, I think Jalen Hurts will play better, and I think the Eagles could go in and they can win the next 2 games. You win the next 2 games, you're back in it. So it's going to be interesting. But the really good news, I guess, coming out of this week is I think Miami's going to give us like a top 5 pick. I think we have a really good chance for a top 5 pick. God knows we're going to need not just one, but we need a few top 10 picks. So we'll see what happens. Just a quick reminder, I will be streaming live tonight. Monday Night Football, Bills Titans. If you want, come hang out with me. Should be a lot of fun. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And of course, don't be a dingbat. I ain't got nothing.